Hello everybody, my name is Votonymous, and today I will be going over the best melee team on Evil Dead the game. Before we get started, if you enjoy the video, please hit it up with a like, and subscribe if you're new. It really helps the channel out a lot. Okay, so in my last video about the best ranged team in Evil Dead the game, I said that we would at least need one support and one leader character. I'm going to follow the same rules for each and every other team. So for the melee team, for the leader, I'm going to say Lord Arthur is a must. Taking a look at his abilities and his perks will show you why he is an absolute must for a melee team. So his main ability increases the damage inflicted by your melee attacks and those of your nearby teammates. He also reduces fear levels, and he does extra damage if Lord Arthur has a sword. Great main ability for a melee-driven team. And then he's got his two perks, Weapon Masters of heavy and light attacks. Basically what these two perks do, they make heavy and light attacks stronger for himself and his teammates who are nearby him. Also, with his heavy attack perk, he gets to start out with a sword, which is fantastic for his main ability. And his last perk allows him to keep his main ability active for a longer time as long as he gets to perform a finisher. Absolutely fantastic unit, absolutely fantastic for the melee team. Best leader you could put on there. Alright, now for the support unit, I don't think there's really a support unit that could help out the melee team. So honestly, just to be on the safe side, you really can't go wrong with picking Cheryl Williams. Now, like I said, she doesn't really give any boost to melee, but she gets to heal and reduce the fear of all of her teammates and herself if she drinks a Shem's Cola around them. Also, she gets to hold more Shem's Colas and gets to start out with one. She also gets to place down a healing zone. So I know that she doesn't do anything for melee, but she is just a fantastic character to have on a team, so having her as a support, can't go wrong with it. Alright, this next one might come as a surprise, because it's not a warrior character, it's actually a hunter. But I'm going to say that Kelly Maxwell is actually a very good character to have on a melee team. So, surprisingly, let's just take a look at her stats real quick. Her melee stats aren't complete dog water. She's got 2 instead of 1, and usually hunters have 1. But along with a better stat for melee, her main ability, she gets to dodge without using any stamina, which is fantastic for a melee fight. And then she is a weapon master of the meat hammer, so she does increased health, balance bar, and dismemberment damage with a meat hammer, making her melee even better. And then she's got battle frenzy. Your melee damage increases the longer you are in sustained battle, right? And along with Lord Arthur being on your team, she'll be even stronger with her melee. So honestly, I think she's very valuable, especially with the stamina, without using consumption of the stamina for the main ability. So honestly, I think Kelly Maxwell is a really good character to put on a melee team. Alright, and for the last character on our melee team, I'm gonna have to go ahead and choose Scotty. Now, Scotty, his third perk, we're going to start with his third perk. It's a weapon master of the lumberjack axe, which is, of course, a melee weapon. Also, it's worthy to note that Scotty is a warrior, so his... I didn't take a picture of the stats, unfortunately, but one can assume that he has a pretty good melee stat since he's a warrior. Along with the lumberjack axe weapon master, that's already really good. Then he's got his first perk, Collateral Damage. Your heavy melee attacks inflict additional damage to nearby enemies. Perfect for a melee team. And then he's got Exposure Therapy as his second perk. Partially reduces your fear levels with every enemy you kill. That's pretty good. It doesn't really have to do anything with melee, but his second perk could actually work with his first perk. If you are able to kill 2 enemies at the same time, that reduces a lot of your fear. And then his main ability, he just basically explodes enemies nearby. But I think that his first and his final perk are really good for a melee-focused team, especially when you have a character like Lord Arthur supplying extra damage to every single person. So there you have it, the best melee team I could think of. So just to recap, of course, Scotty with the heavy melee damage, he also inflicts extra damage or additional damage to enemies nearby, and he is a weapon master of the Lumberjack Axe, which helps a lot. Kelly can dodge all the time with her main ability active without using any stamina, also being the weapon master of the Meat Hammer, and doing more damage the longer she is in sustained combat with her melee. Cheryl doesn't really do anything for melee, but she does give a ton of health and fear reduction, which is absolutely fantastic. You can't go wrong with her. And then, of course, Lord Arthur completely boosting the whole team with heavy and light melee damage, and just overall melee damage with his main ability. Fantastic, fantastic character, and I think that this is the best melee team that I could think of for Evil Dead the game as of right now. So thank you so much for watching the video. Let me know what you think the best melee team is. Let me know if you agree. I'd love to see the comments. And I will see you guys in the next video, which will be the best defense team. Alright, adios.